Hello and welcome to another Video Games to the Max, and this is number 138, and we are the official Fallen Games Zone podcast, and joining me, of course, my usual co-host, Mr. Mark Morrison.
Howdy.
And joining us today, the first time, Mr. Austin Foncannon.
Hello.
Well, Austin, this is your first time being on here, so, sort of like give an introduction for yourself, like how long you've been playing games and what kind of games do you like the most, that kind of thing.
Well, I can't really tell you how long I've been playing video games because my memory doesn't go back that far. I've honestly been playing video games as long as I can tell you I've been alive. I think my father somewhere even has a picture scrounged away where I'm like 2 years old and holding a PlayStation controller. It's just always been something I've found interesting, and over the years I've just gotten good, and I enjoy games with a challenge. Like, not really a specific genre, but if the game's too easy, I just get bored and put it down.
Alright. Fair enough.
So Dark Souls, and that's about it.
I am playing Dark Souls as we speak. Dark Souls 2.
There we go.
How do you like Dark Souls 2?
It's a little bit more difficult because I just don't know it, because I've been playing Dark Souls 1 for I think over an hour. I'm a little... so, all the... nostalgia more.
You were cutting out there a bunch.
You didn't miss much. I was just complaining about Dark Souls.
Hey, that's my job.
Yes, Mark complains a lot. Mark Ducks.
Get good.
Especially since I get to review Dark Souls usually all the time.
He's like, why do I get stuck with this game I don't like? So, Mark, you are playing World of Warcraft Legion.
Yep.
So what's so different about this that they had to give you an expansion so fast after the other one?
It's a new landmass. I think it's called the Broken Isles. They upped the level cap to 110 now. They added class halls, so there are mages and warriors and druids and stuff. Each class has a different hall they can build and upgrade. And they added artifact weapons that you can upgrade and change, and those are actually kind of useful.
Nice. So, did the artifact weapons do anything sort of different than the other ones?
Yeah, mine currently, I'm a mage, so mine, I don't know how to say, it's Alluing or something like that, but it places a rune on the ground that after 5 seconds it explodes to do damage. So that's fun. And they're just very a lot more powerful than standard weapons, and they have a talent tree for the weapons themselves. So you can, it increases your overall ability. I can do more damage with my mage spells now or stuff like that. But for all they've put in, they've also removed a bunch of stuff from I didn't play Warlords of Draenor, the last one, that much, but playing this one now, I'm just wow, they removed all these spells I used to use, and they got rid of the inscription talent completely. And I'm what happened here?
So what did that do that makes you not like it so much?
Well, inscription is nice. I didn't have that talent, but it was nice because you could kind of alter your ability, your spells and abilities a little. Instead of turning people into sheep, I could turn them into turtles, and that was fun. And it was a good way to make money for other people to do. But I don't know if it's removed completely, but I can't find it anymore. Let's say that. And spells I used to use for years, if not a damn decade that game has been out, are just gone. I'm What happened to Arcane Intellect? I used to like that spell.
You think it has to do with just? I'm guessing they're going back in time.
No,
So
this is
you wouldn't
actually this
have
is
those.
like no, this is a. I think it's continuing on like the storyline. I think it's just streamlining probably. Like that game has gotten a lot easier and a lot more streamlined as it's gone on.
Right.
Like compare like when WoW first came out to now, and I mean they may look the same, but they sure don't play the same.
Yeah, that's what I hear all the time from people that paid WoW back then. Hold on one second.
Sure.
Got I don't know. Talk about something. Kid is calling me for something.
As she usually does.
So, stuff, things.
Yeah. I saw you're playing Rainbow Six Siege.
I do play that a lot. I like it. Not into the competitive shooters, but I enjoyed that one.
I like different competitive shooters. Like I like Team Fortress 2 a lot.
Team Fortress was cool until it became it's free, but the people who pay are going to get better stuff than you. Like they added a loot system where like just playing the game would give you random items,
Yeah.
but you would end up, though I did anyway, trying to craft better items would end up ruining all my items anyway. Because it was like for the sniper, it was like I got rid of it was a knife called the Shahansha or whatever. It turned all of his mini crits into regular criticals,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm never gonna need this. This is useless. He didn't get mini crits anyway, and then I got the some kind of like Girardi sniper,
Yeah.
and it only did mini crits. And I missed that knife, but oh well.
I just had a laser pistol, so I'm happy with that game.
There is that. I think my best class on that game was the Demo Man, because if you worked with it, you could turn it into a melee only class, and just getting up close and stabbing people was pretty easy to do.
Mine is Pyro, because I used to just flame demo mans to death.
That yeah, them.
They'd just charge me, and I'd sidestep them and just shoot them in the back.
That's good about Team Fortress though. With 9 classes, it's pretty easy to make sure that everything has a weakness but also is strong against something. Like the snipers are good against heavies because they're slow. They're personally better for snipers. Oh man, like that.
Yeah.
Well, anything else there, Mark?
No, I mean, I like it so far. I just spent a few days like getting my mage up to like the level cap, like from the last expansion to even touch this stuff. And I still don't like playing on a PvP server. That still sucks.
Oh, you
And
can't.
I mean, I can, but it
switch to the
costs.
new server.
It's like $25,
Oh hell yeah!
and I would lose my guild. I'd lose my guild like reputation and the guild itself. So I don't think it's that worth it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I mean, I could, but I mean, I like the game so far. I'm more interested in building up my stuff for my little weapon, and I can't get into a dungeon though to save my life. I tried to do a dungeon last night, and that like an hour-long wait time, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that.
Yikes! I remember when the last one loaded, they had a wait time just to get into play. Period. Not even just the dungeon. So at least they improvement there.
This game has actually been a little sketchy about staying connected, or like it's disconnected me a few times that have not been my fault, and I'm just like I was playing and I just got bounced to an air screen.
Oh, I gotta love that. Hey,
Yep.
I pay for this game. Oh, it's not connecting a lot. Oh.
I didn't pay for it, so I'm happy.
The wonderful thing about review copies. So I have God Eater 2 Rage Burst that I'm currently reviewing. Actually, Adam has a Steam key that he's says he's going to try to hold on to see if they'll give him a PS4 one instead, but he might see if you want it. It is very much like God Eater Resurrection that came out a couple of months ago. In fact, if you get the Day 1 edition, like the one I did, you get God Eater Resurrection for free. It's only $20 on PSN if you just get the PSN version. It's also on Vita and on PC. Pretty much, it's like a basic, not in the crafting stuff, but sort of in what you do. It's a basic monster hunting game. And it's based off the original God Eater games that came out on the PSP. And then you pretty much you go around and you go kill the origami that are the gods in the game. And they're in the form of creatures or whatever that you go kill. And then if you play the first one, you can actually play with the same characters that are in the anime that's currently out. If you play the second one, those are the the God Eater 2 characters, which right now, unless you play God Eater 2, the only way you can play with them is if you have like Project X Zone or whatever. But still, it's pretty cool. Like you can actually play multiplayer as well, so you don't have to be by yourself with AI characters. You can actually have either online or local multiplayer and have the other characters represented by friends or just online random people. It's the crafting is actually pretty deep, but aside from that, the thing is, it's sort of the same thing over and over and over. Like the story that you're doing is basically just there, so you go on the next string of missions. It's not really a story, so. I mean, I've done about like 30 missions, and it's starting to feel like it gets harder, obviously, but it's starting to feel like a little boring because you're just okay. Go to the screen. Here's your next mission. Kill about 5 to 10 to 15 monsters on this map, and then you're done with the mission. And so
Yeah, that certainly sounds like my type of game.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. He just said if Mark, because you're Mr. PC, so. At least to Adam. Anytime there's a PC thing, he's like, "You think Mark would?" Sometimes he asks me first before he goes. He's like, "Do you think Mark would like this?" I'm like, "I don't know. Ask him." Sometimes he surprises me with.
Because your PC can't run like most games. That's the thing.
It can, but it's because of the way that it's not always. Sometimes it likes to run things. Sometimes it doesn't. I've noticed that it does better now that I have Windows 10 for some reason.
Like,
I guess might have.
Could you not run Pillars of Eternity for me, or?
I think, I don't know, now that I've actually updated the video cards and everything.
That might help.
Maybe. But I tried before I updated everything before and it was still doing it, so I don't know. But that's also, I think that was more of a, wasn't it an issue with that, what's it called? The people that, the Infinity or?
Unity.
Unity, yeah. Just sometimes the Unity thing is weird. But and I'm also playing the Attack on Titan game, which is pretty much Attack on Titan the game. So if you like Attack on Titan at all, probably I don't know if I'd recommend it for $60, but maybe when it comes down in price, I'd say that it's definitely worth your time because you pretty much get like the Attack on Titan story in smaller form. They cut out all the fluff, and then actually battling and stuff with the flying gear and whatever is actually really fun. It's like the best part of the game. So if you're ever wondering how it felt to actually have the ODM gear on and do all that stuff, you actually get a really good representation of that in the game. Of course, you get to play as the different characters and all that stuff, and kill titans and whatnot. I'm only it's still like really early into it, but it seems pretty fun so far, and it's much better than whatever the 3DS game was that was pretty bad.
I'm waiting for the crossover Attack on Titanfall.
Attack on Titanfall. Speaking of, hey, we did the Titanfall 2 tech test. We died a lot. That's what I remember.
Well, you noobs did. I did okay.
Yeah, I felt like I've only played a little bit of the first one, and I felt like you didn't. It's, at least in this demo, like if your Titan died, you had to wait a long time to get the other Titan to like get a Titan again, and it felt like I guess there was less going on because you didn't have all the other stuff, the other AI. You had some of the AI characters, but they weren't like everywhere like in the first one.
Well, it was that mode. It was bounty hunt, so they only showed up in like 2 different spots. They just weren't streaming around the battlefield constantly.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if attrition is coming back or not, because that was like the mode in Titanfall 1. But if it does, good. If it doesn't, they screwed up.
Did you play Titanfall at all, Austin?
No, not really. It's really because like my friend brought it over once because he owns the first one, and the first one I can't speak for the second one is really just like if you're in the Titan, you win.
Is that how it felt to you, Mark?
The first one, it started that way, but once people got good at taking out the Titans, it evened out pretty well. But the Titanfall 2 test didn't have that because you just got that stupid little laser against Titans, and that didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, not to mention trying to be just a regular human and try to take those things down. That sucked.
Well, this jumping on them always works.
Yes.
I did that quite a bit, and that grappling hook is really nice for that.
So you thought the grappling hook worked pretty well?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little slow, but I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah. I don't think they want you to like overuse it either.
Yeah, it's not like Spider-Man's like web swing. I mean, there's a cooldown for a reason.
So did it make you want to get the game, or?
For me, it's still a big question mark is the story mode. Like, I'm interested in that game, but depending on what they do with that story, it's going to be the big thing that would actually hook me or not. Because that was the problem with the first one, it just didn't have the story. So, I mean, you could play their, like, online campaign, but that sucked. And then, I don't particularly like playing online games to begin with. So, once I got bored of Titanfall, it's like, well, I don't have anything to go back to, so on to the next game.
Are you like that, Austin? Do you need the story mode, or are you?
Not really, because I was talking to him earlier about Rainbow Six Siege, and Rainbow Six Siege is all multiplayer. There's an offline mode called Situations, but they're essentially just training missions. They're just preparing you to do multiplayer stuff. So I enjoy that game a lot, but story helps.
Well, the difference between oh, sorry, go on.
No, you're fine.
I was going to say the difference between like Titanfall and like Team Fortress 2, what we were talking about earlier, is Team Fortress 2 kept adding shit into it, and like more and more crap. Titanfall added like a few new maps, and that was about it, and like one new mode. It's like, this isn't enough to keep people interested. That was kind of the problem Evolve had.
And because the problem with those games is always not everyone has the internet, and those people who do don't always have good internet. So when someone's internet shuts down, that's one less game they can play.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's also like just. I mean, I'm kind of the same way as Mark. Just I prefer kind of having story in my game, and if it's all multiplayer, and you don't have people to play with, or I mean, it's always easier and always cooler to play with people, obviously, but just playing with randoms isn't always the funnest thing, and it can get a bit tedious. I mean, it's cool that Siege apparently doesn't seem to be that way, but...
Oh, it's totally tedious. Don't let me lie to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a new character that came out recently, because obviously it's about... The game is essentially like the different special police forces around the world. There's like FBI, there's the GSG-9, which is the German operators, there's the Spetsnaz. Recently they added the Brazilians. They have their police in there now. And the character was in such high demand to play as that if someone took that character for the round, he was liable to get shot in the head when it started by his friends.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not the best players, but that's if you're playing on ranked, because everyone's really like hoping to level up. Because you can lose your rank if you lose the round, so they're
Okay.
really you can just tell when someone's sweating playing the game. But if you go on just like casual, it's not that bad.
Huh, fair. I mean, we get into that because the Call of Duty, I think it was their some press conference thing that they just ended about a couple of hours ago, where they announced the multiplayer beta if you pre-order. Now, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 that we just talked about had sort of open betas for anybody. Call of Duty wants it to be where you have to pre-order the game in order to play the multiplayer beta, which you can get on October 14th for PS4, and then it'll show up on Xbox One at some point. It's not going to be on PC at all. So, sorry, Mark.
Nah, I'm fine.
But,
You're not missing much. It's just Call of Duty.
yeah. Except
I'm
in
not even-
space.
It's like the other day I saw an article. It was like Call of Duty Infinity Warfare is the most anticipated release, overtaking Battlefield 1. I was like, no, you're lying to me. Shut up.
No, I would say it is just because of that Modern Warfare remaster. That's the only reason people give a shit about it.
Yeah, but they're playing their words correctly. They're saying it's the number one anticipated release. They're not saying they want to play that. Because
Yeah.
I guarantee you when it comes out, the actual Infinity Warfare game is going to be like almost untouched. No one cares. They don't like Call of Duty at this point. Advanced Warfare bombed and didn't too well. Black Ops 3 only did really well because zombies and people orgasm over zombies. And yeah, then they brought Modern Warfare, the remake coming out. Everyone loved that game. It's going to happen. No one really cares about going to space.
Now they can do a remake of Call of Duty Ghosts.
Or just Ghost 2. You've played Ghost, right?
I did, yeah.
So you know the ending?
Yeah.
That's horrible. I want another one. And I don't even like Call of Duty, but I just don't want it to end like that.
That'll never happen.
Probably not. They don't even care.
As long as you don't have to do anything with the dog again, you're good.
What, dude? Riley was the best part.
No,
Come
Brendan
on.
Brendan Ruth was the best part. When he's the best part of something, it's gone awry.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if this does anything for them. They're obviously going to tout the crap out of this thing with going in space and whatever, but at least speaking of that remaster, they did reveal that all the Modern Warfare multiplayer maps will also be remastered for the game. So
That's good, because they were also some of the best maps in that series so far.
damn, and that's going quite a long way. With
Yeah,
how
there's a
many
lot of
games
maps,
there
but it did kind of peak at Modern Warfare. And then, downhill. It was like, if you ask your average Call of Duty player, they'll say Modern Warfare was the best. The one they play right now is the first Black Ops, and then they kind of get quiet after that.
Can you dispute that, Mark, at all?
A lot of people like Black Ops 2. That's about it. That's the most modern one that people really like. I actually did like Advanced Warfare quite a bit, but it didn't set the world on fire.
I agree. I like the Advanced Warfare too, but yeah, it was Call of Duty, and if you get it for PS4, you get the PSVR experience for free. So if for some reason you spent $500 something on the PSVR, you can get it for free with your game.
Can't wait.
Are you into this VR thing, Austin?
No, I play on Xbox.
You're like, screw it. It's not even when whatever it is that's going to come to the Xbox VR wise, you're not into that at all.
There was a plan for an Xbox VR. Like I have never even heard of this.
Well, like they were.
Didn't they show off Fallout?
Yeah.
Or is that PSVR? I'm not
That
sure
was
anymore.
PSVR, but I think they said it was going to come to Aren't they doing something with it though? Like, well, I mean, we know that
There's an
Minecraft is gonna
Oculus Rift
have.
on the PC, but I'm not sure about an Xbox.
Yeah. Well, didn't they say they were gonna work with Oculus Rift?
Well, they already
I
they already are, but I
Yeah.
mean, if it VR for Microsoft comes out, it'll be for the Scorpio. That'll be about it.
Yeah. I mean, you do get. I think Minecraft is the only one that sort of works with. You can use that Gear VR thing and get it to work on your Xbox, but that's sort of it. I
I
mean,
know. No one wants to do that.
yeah, I know nobody wants to do that. If you were looking to get that Quantum Break on Steam, Mark, you have to wait till the
That's
end of
fine.
the month now.
I'm probably get it for review anyway, so I'm completely fine with that.
And they finally did reveal that, more there to reveal about the Assassin's Creed ECO collection
That's
possibly coming out, or Ezio. Me pronouncing words today not happening.
Ezio de Auditor La Firenze. Don't disrespect him like that.
Shit.
Okay.
There you go. Ezio collection coming out November 17th for $50. So at least you know you're waiting until November.
Yeah, but it's 3 games. I mean,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, if you haven't played them before, or you don't want to hook up your 360 anymore to play them, that's I guess fine.
You would you buy this, Austin?
I definitely would, because the ones with Ezio in them were my personal favorites. Story-wise, gameplay-wise, the newer ones are just a lot smoother, and that helps a lot when you're free running. Blocky free running is horrible, but because like I owned 4, which is Black Flag, and even for the 360, it was really smooth. Well, the ones he's talking about is like Brotherhood and Revelations, and those weren't really smooth, but they were fun. And they added like more assassins. Those were the first games where it wasn't just Ezio or Altair. It was plus the gang. Like you could recruit people, added new elements. There was like a wasn't it Revelations? They had like a tower game.
Yeah, but that was bad.
Well, you could, if you didn't like it, all you would have to do is get one assassin to master rank and then put him on that tower, and you never touch it again.
That's what I did. I was like, screw this.
Nintendo had their 3DS Focus Direct yesterday. And, well, if you didn't know already, the Wii U is dead.
Yes,
2 ports from the Wii U. I mean, they're basically just trying to do anything they can to get you to buy anything that you might have bought on the Wii U and buy it on the 3DS. Or if you didn't have a Wii U at all, you can now get it on the 3DS. Mario Maker 3DS, which I think is awesome because now you can carry around your Mario game and do the Mario Maker. It may not look as stylish as on the Wii U, but I think that could be a selling point, to be able to make a level or whatever while you're in the car, or just to be able to play it on the go for a couple of levels, while you're on a lunch break or whatever. I think it's a great deal. I know you were excited about the Poochie being added to Yoshi's Woolly World, Mark.
Oh yeah, from Simpsons.
That's pretty cool. Now you have Poochie levels, and you get a Poochie amiibo. You can get with that. Sorry, are you into the amiibo thing, Austin?
I have one, but it's not the one I want because I play Smash Bros.
Right.
And amiibos are up for that. And I have a Sonic amiibo, and I don't ever play Sonic, so I don't know why I have it. But
Because Sonic is rad.
He's banned from tournaments. Don't talk to me. I mostly play Fox or Falco, and those amiibos are like impossible to find because they're the popular ones. So I've just stopped looking. It's like I think the top sellers were like Link, Ness, Fox, and then Mario for obvious reasons.
Certainly, and then they released the Mario Brothers edition, which included more Mario.
No love for Tom Nook.
No. None at all.
I just have my Pikachu amiibo. That's it. He just sits there. Speaking of Pokemon, you do get a Munchlax if you pre-order Pokemon Sun and Moon. So
Is that the pre-order bonus?
yes.
Fuck, I want my money back.
I know. That's what I was sitting there thinking. He
Oh,
does
'cause,
get
like,
a. Go ahead.
you got a shiny version of Legendaries being what was the last one? Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah.
That was bad on Ogre, which is really awesome to have shiny. Now, a Munchlax, because that's what I want.
He does get a special Z move that you only get with when you evolve him into Snorlax. Yes.
Munchlax sounds like a swear word in like Spanish or something.
Hey, look what I got! A Munchlax, and every Spanish person in the room is just like, oh, how dare you!
Or is it an STD?
Oh no.
I had to take some penicillin to get that Munchlax away from me. But yeah, do you play Pokemon or?
I do. I have the only ones I have right now are Black, Omega Ruby, and I have Pokemon Go on my phone. But I've been playing Pokemon for a while now.
The only Pokemon game I've ever played, and it wasn't even Pokemon, was something called Jade Empire. Jade Cocoon, sorry, for PS1. That was an okay game.
And you had Nino Kuni too.
Pokemon though.
Yeah, but I didn't play that that much. Like I've yet to beat that thing, or I played it for 10 hours and then I was like, I don't get this battle system still, so I'm going to put you away now.
Yeah, you do get a. Did you see this special Rattata that is now there? He looks like he has a mustache.
I saw a picture of it, but I didn't read into it because I was just already disappointed at the Munchlax.
Yeah. Yeah, just hearing about Munchlax, screw it.
I forgot that it was a thing. I just don't care that much.
No, I agree with you. It should be a better pre-order bonus than that. But, Nintendo just... People are still going to go crazy for it. Still buying the Pokemon, so... I guess they kind of feel like it doesn't matter what the pre-order bonus is, you're still buying it. What did you think of the... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was agreeing.
What did you guys think of the Mario Party? They took out all the dice rolling and the board game stuff. Now it's like a race to whatever. I mean,
so they took out the thing that actually made it halfway bearable?
That's what I was thinking too. Isn't that why you play Mario Party?
It was like Monopoly, but with mini games, and that was fun, but also friendship destroying, but fun.
The best thing about Mario Party is watching Giant Bomb play it, and Jeff Gerstmann just wanting to commit suicide 10 minutes in.
Why? Because the game takes too long.
That trick to playing horrible, and yeah.
The trick to playing Mario Party is never let Yoshi be the computer, because Yoshi will win every time.
Why
no, they play 4-player, but they do 50 turns, and...
Oh, jeez. I don't think I could do 50 turns. I think I can barely do 20 maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could do it in one sitting. It's enough just to play the game. You an Animal Crossing person at all, Austin?
Me? No. I didn't. It's one of those things you either like it or you don't. I just don't like it. I'm not gonna hate it because it's not a bad game. It's like Minecraft. A lot of people don't like it, but that doesn't make it a bad game. You just don't like it.
I agree with you. I'm not a big Animal Crossing person either. But, I understand that it makes Nintendo money and they have to keep updating it. And it's good for them. They're not... they're just releasing sort of an expansion kind of thing, an update. They're not releasing a new game already. So that's good for people and it's free. So that's good. People that already have Animal Crossing New Leaf. You get a Legend of Zelda. There's a bunch of new Legend of Zelda amiibo, including an 8-bit Link.
Ooh, nice.
I kind of want this 8-bit Link now. And other new links. You get a Link and a Zelda from the Wind Waker, which that looks awesome, and an Ocarina of Time Link as well. You can grab. Skyward Sword is also now on the Wii U shop. You can buy it digitally. Thank God now you don't have to go find it on the Wii. Even though I don't know how much longer you're going to play that whenever the next comes out. But, yeah, so are you one of these Legend of Zelda people?
Not really. It's like, I liked the originals as a kid because it was difficult. As a kid, Legend of Zelda was one of the hardest games you played because you didn't know what the puzzles were. Like I said, I'm kind of the gamer that's more of a challenge instead of nostalgia. So when I play games like that, it's like I just look at it, beat the game in 5 minutes, and I'm like, well, where did my childhood go? I spent 10 years on this thing, and I beat it today in a day. That's how it was in Mario. Like, one day me and Dad sat down and played Mario, and literally had it done in a matter of hours. It was Super Mario World. And I just sat there thinking, like, after we beat it, I was like, I literally could not beat this game as a kid. I spent years playing this. And over dinner, we had it beat.
I was the same way. I could not beat that game when I was a kid. I spent hours on that, and then, like, played it later as an adult, and I'm like, what the hell?
I think the only exception, we're trying to get back on topic of Legend of Zelda, is Misery Mask. I still can't beat that in the 3-day time limit.
Yeah, not an easy game. Still. Even with a guide, sometimes you can get lost on that thing. Mark, are you...
I'm a big Zelda fan, or I was until Twilight Princess broke my mind. Let's see. I like Majora's Mask. I like all the old ones. Some of the Game Boy ones are fine, or even, like, Minish Cap is cool. I'm just waiting for the 8-bit Sonic amiibo instead.
Huh. They
You're a
should
Sonic
make one
fan?
of those.
I can be, not in the past damn decade or two, but...
I was going to say, it must be really bad for you.
Like, Sonic Generations was kind of an okay game. And
But that's where it started to go down. Like, it was like, this is alright, and then just everything from there was just awful.
No, I meant Sonic Adventure. That is when it started to go bad.
Sonic Adventure was pretty good, though.
No. Go play it now.
I liked Adventure. Oh, yeah.
I had the director's cut. What are you talking about? I loved that game.
Fucking having to fish for Froggy and hunt emerald shards and beat up things.
It was different. I mean, I didn't like that level either, but it was different. It kept your attention because you weren't constantly doing the same thing and running through levels.
You meant the thing that people liked in Sonic games?
It was still there. You play as Sonic. But my personal favorite levels were
for 20% of the game.
Well, yeah. I stopped playing Sonic as soon as I could. As soon as I found Omega, that was it. Or
He
was
was
it?
fine.
No, it was Gamma. That was
Yeah, but he was fine, but there were only 6 levels, so it's like, alright.
Yeah.
Now go back to fucking fishing for Froggy again with the stoner Big the Cat.
That might have been actually. That might have actually been the longest story, just because the levels took so much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Mario finally decided that we needed to play horse racing on the 3DS. They've made this Mario Sports Superstars, which has soccer, and it's the full 11 on 11. It's not even the strikers version or anything. Baseball, tennis, golf, so the 3 that they always make games for. And horse racing. So,
The world's most popular sport.
I bet people were just everywhere. Oh boy, I was waiting for horse racing in a Mario game.
Hopefully the next game is going to be caber tossing. I'd actually play that one.
I was sitting there showing all the logos for the sports, and I was just like, horse racing. Wow. I mean, I guess they couldn't put Mario Kart in there.
Well,
So
wouldn't it, like the other one just be like football or hockey?
yeah, but
I
I
mean,
guess they thought it was too hard to do those. So
I'm pretty sure they've already done both of those.
oh,
Just not
they
on the.
have, but that's when they went crazy and like both Mario, Nintendo, and Disney decided they needed to have a game of the sport of everything. At least they got smart and put it into one package because putting it into separate games is
yeah,
ridiculous.
that doesn't work.
People would have a hard enough time buying the actual simulation ones, let alone the ones with Mario and
Sometimes I
everything
wonder
else.
like what Mario actually does. We're told he's a plumber, but that's the weirdest plumber I've ever seen, and he can play every sport imaginable. What does he do?
Well, he used to be a carpenter, so that's where it comes from.
Right, right.
Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't ever fix the plumbing. He just goes inside the plumbing.
He just sees what's in there.
Isn't that what plumbers do in real life?
He does half the job. Yeah.
That and eat giant mushrooms?
Yeah,
Mario,
police.
there's something in my sink. You got turtles, man. What turtles?
Turtles and Goombas. They're all in there.
The fuck is a Goomba? Like, I've
It's,
always wanted.
it's an Italian stereotype.
Yeah, pretty much. What a Japanese person thinks an Italian thing. Also, Pikmin coming out to 3DS as well. So pretty much almost any reason you needed to play the Wii U other than Zelda,
Or Bayonetta.
yeah, or Bayonetta.
Oh my god.
Bayonetta's awesome.
It's
I like
it's
Pikmin a
Devil
little
May
bit.
Cry for lonely people.
Why? Because it has a woman?
Because it has a mode where you can play it with one button. What's your other hand
Oh.
used for? Take a guess.
Nice.
I thought they were joking, and then someone showed me. There's a YouTube video. Someone was like, "Wonder what this is for?" It's literally just you pressing A the whole time. The game does the rest of the work.
You kind of love people making. You got to make a super easy mode because you can't just figure out how to play the game. That's
The Japanese people think we're stupid, which sometimes they're right.
well, if Ninja Gaiden's anything to go by, where
They had
everybody
to.
screamed because there needed to be an easy mode, so they had to make one. Which
They
I
mock
remember
you
when
the whole.
I've. Go ahead.
If they mocked you the whole time, if you've played the easy mode, you wear like a pink ribbon around your arm the whole time. And later on, if you beat this girl, like any other game mode, she's like, "I underestimated you. You're really powerful." And if you beat her on the super easy mode, she's like, "I overestimated you. That didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to," and just walks away. I was like, "What? You can't do that."
A nice way to make you feel shitty for playing the super easy mode. Hey, so more Nintendo and X stuff going on here. They might as well just announce the thing already. We just keep getting all these.
Well, it's like that PS4 Slim. It's like they still haven't even announced that thing yet, and there are already reviews for it out. It's like...
Well, they did have that one that got sold, and
No, like someone like did a YouTube review and unboxing of the thing.
wow, did they actually let the review sit there? Like,
Yeah,
they didn't
it's
take
still
it down?
online. It's some woman. She bought it from a store out in the UK.
Wow. Oh, well, they are supposed to reveal that in about a week, so, or less than a week. So, I mean, it wouldn't be so. What if they go, "Oh, it's available right now"?
They are, or it'll be available in 2 weeks once you get to all the trucks out on the highway.
But apparently, the NX, they have revealed the size, and they've revealed I guess, where you would connect the dock. to your to the thing, and where the actual controllers go in and out of the actual device. So apparently the NX is less than 1 inch with a width around of 11 inches and a height of 3.5 when the controllers are attached. When separated, each controller is about the same size. They're about 1.5 inches, and so the console is 8 inches. Jesus.
That sounds portable.
That's really, really small.
But why though?
Because they want you to have this portable device where you're going to play all your games.
Is this a console or a portable thing? Because if it's a console, I don't see the point in it being that small.
It's supposed to have a dock you can connect to your TV. You play it through your TV there. So
yeah, it's like the Neo Geo X that came out a few years ago. Only hopefully better.
Yeah, you hope. It is supposed to have a power button, a headphone jack, and a cartridge slot. So you can put the cartridge in there. Again, even though they have not actually officially said that there's cartridges, pretty much we know there's cartridges with this system. It makes sense if it's going to be portable. I don't know if you want to carry a disc around with you constantly. There's a button on the back of the system that ejects the controllers out so you can play them if you don't want to actually, when you play them, connected to the dock or whatever. So, and it's supposed to be region free, which would be, I think, a first for Nintendo, right? Everything else has always been region locked.
Yeah.
Well,
which is dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb. Are you excited at all about it's apparently supposed to have a share button too, actually. You're going to be able to upload your video directly to Facebook and YouTube like everybody else can already. I'm glad that Nintendo is finally up with the times.
You say that, but they'll find a way to screw it up somehow. They'll use like Justin TV to do it or something.
Oh God, people still use that?
I don't think so. I think it got shut down, but they'll bring it back somehow.
So what's the difference between a split D-pad and a solid D-pad?
The corners, I think. Like it's not one piece.
Okay.
It's not like a circular thing. It's just like the four like left, right, up, down.
Okay, that makes sense. Weird that they would be going back to that, but
it's better because like look at the 360 gamepad. Like that had the other one, and that D-pad still sucked.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. I'm looking at it. Yeah, where it's not just the 4; it's got the circle thing there.
So you can kind of roll off into it if you're playing a fighting game or something.
Yeah.
Right. Does make it easy for those fighting games, which that can get really annoying with that circle one. It's like, okay, I'm not trying to press the whole thing at once. I'm trying to press each individual direction, and you're not letting me. Thank you, stupid controller. Gran Turismo Sport has been delayed to 2017. Did anybody care at all?
Does anyone care about Gran Turismo?
No. Now it's all about Need for Speed, and I don't even care about that.
Well, I mean, I think it's still the highest selling Sony exclusive.
Like of all time, or just recently? Because of all time, I could see it, but recently, no.
Of all time, yes.
Okay,
yeah,
then that's why. Because back then, it was the racing game that you bought.
It was the only simulation racing game, but now we have Forza, which routinely beats the shit out of it. So what do you expect?
Well, Sony's trying to reclaim dominance, so I don't blame them. I mean,
let's make another Drive Club, guys. It worked out well so far the first time.
Yeah, delay the game like 20 times, then you have to release a free beta or whatever because, or the free version, so people can actually play it. That always works well. Are you into the System Shock games at all? Um, because they officially announced that number 3 is in development, and it has a pretty damn good development team.
Why
I
is it
like
taking this long though?
the rights were a mess.
Oh, I was gonna say System Shock's kind of old now, isn't it?
Well, that's why they made BioShock, because it was going to be a System Shock game.
And then something else happened.
Yeah, I mean the rights just became too much of a headache, and someone owned System Shock at the time, so they're like, let's make a new franchise and just have the same gameplay though.
Didn't EA own it for a while?
They might have, but I think they sold it to someone, and that's when it became a headache.
I gotta take a call, guys. Hold on.
All right, we can talk about BioShock.
Yes, I actually enjoyed the BioShock games, especially more recently BioShock Infinite. I was skeptical at first because it didn't take place in Rapture, and I actually liked the underwater aspect of it, but it was really good.
That's the one I actually don't like. My favorite BioShock game is actually BioShock 2. I like the first one a lot. I like the first one a lot just because the atmosphere and the characters and stuff. But 2 just had the best shooting gameplay, and I really despised Infinite because aside from the world, it was a bad shooter. Like you couldn't die, you had no choice in the game, and like that last mission or the last like stage when you have to defend the airship against like all these different robots attacking it, I'm like, no, please kill me.
It was tedious, but I don't want to call it a bad game. I feel like that would be too harsh, but I could see it being worse than the other two. Like BioShock 2, I actually never played the first one. I tried, but every time I got a good copy, they would say it was a good copy, and then it never worked. So I just never got to play the first one, but I got my BioShock 1 experience through the multiplayer on number 2.
Yeah.
Because you're not a big daddy in that. You're actually just one of the splicers. So you still have your regular weapons. They brought back like the old style shotgun and Tommy gun for the multiplayer. You can only have one plasmid.
I never touched the multiplayer in BioShock 2. I was like, all right, here's the story, and I'm going to go play that.
I did it. I played the multiplayer after I got the achievement, Balls of Steel, I think it's called. It's where you go through the whole game without dying.
Yeah.
And I did it on accident, so I was like, oh, okay. There's that.
Yeah, I like 2 the most, but I can understand why people didn't like it, because, I mean, it was pretty derivative, but, like, the trap of it stuff was great.
Yeah. I've heard the multiplayer is pretty great for that BioShock 2. I've not played it myself, but I've heard a lot of people talk about
it. It's a unique experience with the plasmids and everything, and then someone coming in as a big daddy sometimes. It can kind of throw off the whole balance, and it's really good. But it's like any other game out there, you have to like it. If you don't like it, you can't find the good parts of it.
Fair enough. Sadly, Gene Wilder passed away at 83 this week. He was suffering from Alzheimer's, so that's pretty much sort of the reason why he's passed is complications from that. But obviously, Willy Wonka, his most famous role, but the dude's won Oscars and loved him in Young Frankenstein too. You have fond memories of Gene Wilder?
I'm 18. I only know him from Willy Wonka.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Willy Wonka was good. I wish he'd been in more as later in life, because I think he kind of retired. Like he retired like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was sick for that long. I think he just wanted out, but it's still a shame.
Yeah, he didn't want like kids to apparently see him differently than they'd seen him in the movies.
which
Yeah,
is understandable. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I mean it is. If you think about it, like if you're a character that has such a profound a role that you played is such a big deal to kids and to people, and then they see you in such a different way than the way they remember you. It is gonna have an effect on them. Uh, but man, I don't remember a lot of people just saying, "Okay, I'm done doing my job because I'm worried about people looking at me a certain way." Um, I mean, I can understand, like, having Alzheimer's and having that affect you is, it changes you because you forget things and you're not the same, and it's sad. I mean, him and the producers, but he was also in the producers too. Forgot to mention that, but uh, him pretty much in Mel Brooks movies, great stuff. Um, Marvel is developing a comedy. We talked about them doing the Runaways last week. They're developing a comedy series on Squirrel Girl from the Warriors, and they're shopping it around right now.
I'm betting Anna Kendrick isn't going to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Anna Kendrick's not gonna do that either, but you never know. It's Marvel; they could.
If they just dump a Brinks truck up to her house with cash, then maybe. But
You familiar with this at all?
Not really, no.
like it might be okay, but there's a lot of Marvel stuff out now, like coming out or like in development that all sounds kind of bad.
The thing I'm really waiting for is I think it was announced for sometime in 2017 or 18. They're coming out with a Cyborg movie, and Cyborg was one of my personal favorites. But that's
Yeah,
that's a DC thing though.
I remember that.
What is that about again? The
Cyborg?
Yeah, the black guy from DC, the half machine.
Remember Teen Titans?
Oh, okay. That I do remember. I'm not big on the DC outside of Batman and all Batman stuff, so.
Well, he was in the Justice League too, so.
Ah. Well,
That's
I mean,
what they're getting him for. I think they're starting to do what they did with the Avengers. They're starting to do the movies one by one, so they can bring up a Justice League movie.
they need to, because doing it the other way doesn't work. You just got to be patient, You can't just. I mean, I know not everybody. Suicide Squad was really mixed, but
Most people's problem with that though was just the Joker, which he didn't do bad. It was just bad timing. All the newer people who don't really know how superheroes really work came in and started putting their opinions in, saying that he did a horrible Joker. It looked like I think the worst description I heard someone say was he acted like a crackhead, not a Joker. And I was like, what? When?
he looked like a crackhead.
That's just Jared Leto, though. Yeah. I did see a thing, though. I haven't got back to the video, but there's this channel on YouTube. They do, like, theories and stuff, and a lot of times they end up being, kind of right. But the most recent one they did, like, movie-wise, was about there being how many Jokers there were, like, in the lore of things. And there's 3 actually. That was confirmed in a comic made by some dude. He made like 2 versions of the comic that are canon to the story, which means they really happened. And there's 3 Jokers. And the way that the theorists looked at it, the Jared Leto Joker might not be a new one, but just one of the older ones coming back. Which will explain why he's the way he is.
I just know that Jared Leto was apparently upset that he feels like he got. He didn't like the way he was told to get put into Suicide Squad. Like they did not do him justice apparently. So this sounds like him whining, I think.
It probably is. People seem to forget that the Suicide Squad isn't about the Joker.
Yeah, that's true. It's about the whole squad. They just think that.
Joker's always like been around when the Suicide Squad's around, but that's just because Harley Quinn's involved. Some there's always been, to my knowledge, 3 people who have never really gone away because the cast, the Suicide Squad isn't a set team; it's just whoever they decide to throw in there.
Right.
The 3 that have generally stayed is Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and I can't remember his name, that Boomerang guy from Australia or whatever.
Shoot.
Whatever his name is.
Any idea, Mark? Mark went silent on me. So.
Yeah. Anyway, those 3 have generally always been in the Suicide Squad. King Shark's been in more than a few. But
Well, I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with Bill Nye, but he's going to come back to Netflix, which I'm super stoked about.
like Bill Nye the Science Guy, the series is coming to Netflix.
No, he is having a new series.
Oh, I was
Bill
like,
Nye Saves the World.
what? Oh, well, I'm interested now.
Each episode of the show is going to explore a specific topic from a scientific perspective and then debunk the myths surrounding it. So what is he's doing Mythbusters? Bill Nye? It's going to have stuff like episodes on vaccinations and genetically modified foods, climate change, stuff like that. So anything Bill Nye, I'm all for.
It's just gonna be sad because he's like one of the smartest people in our world, and people are gonna watch that show and tell him he's wrong.
Oh, you know it.
Sorry about that. I had a call, but I didn't want to interrupt.
That's fine. I was just going on about superheroes and stuff.
The superhero named Bill Nye?
No. So do you know who the Boomerang guy is in Suicide Squad?
Yeah, that's one thing.
Boomerang.
There, see that him. I was talking about how people seem to forget that Suicide Squad isn't about the Joker. I was talking about like the people who are generally in it are Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and then that guy, and I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang. There's actually a very good animated movie about the Suicide Squad.
Saw on Arkham.
Yeah.
I loved that. That had a bunch of people, and it had Killer Frost. For like a quick minute, it had the KG Beast.
Well, he makes a cameo and then disappears?
Well, no, he dies like really early on.
Like,
There's a character in Suicide Squad that does the same thing. So
is it really? What's his...
Slipknot, and unfortunately it's not the band. Like if their head blew up, it'd be awesome. But it's just some dude.
Oh, that happens. Go watch. I think it's Duality.
Yeah. So are you into the Bill Nye Netflix series? Mark?
Maybe. I like Bill Nye a lot. He can be kind of confrontational though, at points. But I just hope he yells at Sarah Palin for every episode. That'd be great.
Should so do that. So getting into what is coming out this week. Well, this week that's about to start, not the week that'll be happening. You get Legends of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel 2. The first one's actually really good. If you like RPGs, you should check it out. Seriously. That Just Sing game that you can play with your phone. The Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice game where you're going into the spirit world and solving cases. Which
they're running out of ideas, aren't they?
Yes, they certainly are. But I'll never hate on an Ace Attorney game. They're always great.
You really can't. Because if you do it, it's subject.
Yeah, it's hear that? He'll yell it, and then you'll just have to tell him he's overruled. It's fine. The Tomorrow Children finally coming out for PS4, which Feels like an indie game that they've been supposed to come out a long time ago.
Yep.
And and then still 2 in Valhalla edition, where you play as Thora. I guess the female version of Thor? I don't know. But
My Norse mythology isn't very up to date, so I'll have to believe you on that.
that's what it says here anyway. So not the packed list that was last week, but still things happening. And I think that's going to do it for the show here today. Um, we'll, well, what is this? Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday for sure. Going to talk about whatever was announced at that Sony event, because it'll be that day. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll have some writing on that as well, since we'll have a physical place to be able to do that by then. And, Austin will be one of the writers there, so that's part of the reason why he is here on the show today. Thank you, Austin, for being on with us. You've been
Not a
awesome.
problem.
Anytime you want to be on, man, just let us know.
Well, I'm always open to talk about video games. It's just I'm not always up to date. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
Hey, I'm not always playing the latest thing either. I just happen to be doing that this week. A lot of times I'm playing some old game. Marc is usually the one telling me about whatever is going on with the new stuff.
Yeah, they canceled the Facebook game I played, so I'm bummed about that.
The Avengers Alliance thing, right?
Yeah.
Why did they cancel it? Just
they claim it was to redirect energy into other games or new mobile experiences or something. But I'm betting the player base dwindled and they're not making money off of it.
Well,
because if it was still making money or was popular, relative to what it was by a few years ago, then it would still be going.
Yeah, that's usually how it works for those things. As soon as they stop making money, they find ways to end it. It kind of sucks. I mean, how long's it been going on? Or how long?
The first one has been 4 years, which is actually a pretty decent time for a Facebook game that's not Candy Crush. And the second one was 8 months.
Not bad. Did you play that ever, Austin?
No, I'm only ever on Facebook to tell people they're wrong about political stuff.
That's what it's good for.
So
yep,
pretty much like everybody else on Facebook.
That's about all it is. Share the memes, talk about wrestling, tell people they're wrong.
And that whatever WWE 2K game is coming out.
17. It's coming out quite soon, actually, I think.
Yeah, next month and a week. Next month and a week from now, or so. Just didn't they announce finally the full roster? So
they may have, but I like to keep it a surprise.
Yeah, I don't look at it so much either.
John Cena, so I'm just.
And 10 versions of Triple H.
It's really sad. It's all the cool people you want that have older versions, now you only get one. But you best believe there's going to be 5 of Brock Lesnar because he's on the cover now.
Do they even have 5 versions of Brock Lesnar to put on there?
I mean, if they search for it, probably, but they won't go that far.
As long as Papa Shango's in the game, that's all I care about.
Is he really? I hope he is.
I thought he is.
That's amazing.
Or was that last year?
That's why last year.
What? Was it last year?
I thought he was there in that Mo with Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's why he was in last year, because they just ported all those guys over.
It's just not the thing I think of. When I think of him, I just think of The Godfather. I don't think of Charles Wright as...
I may have to go back and look at my 2K16, because I don't have Papa Shango yet.
I just usually get the unlock thing for $2 and just unlock everything, and that way I don't have to worry about getting the extra special whatever, just complete the story mode. And You know, if I want to play exhibition or universe mode, they're all there.
I learned my lesson from that. I did that to 2K, I think it was 15, and it just got boring because I just every time I wanted to play, I would go and do that and unlock everything, and then suddenly the game had no meaning. Every match became the same thing because I had everybody I wanted. There was nothing to do.
That's fair. I mean, yeah.
If only they can make another Crush Hour 2.
You and your crush hour.
Is that the one where they were on like cars and bikes and stuff?
That's Crush Hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was so horrible.
Second greatest wrestling game of all time.
Mine
What's your
was.
first?
All Stars.
Oh god.
All Stars was pretty fun. I liked All Stars. I mean, I have all the DLC. I don't even have all the game. I don't have the game anymore. So it's just sitting there on my 360, like, play me, not. All right, guys. What was your top 8 about this week, Mark?
I think it was unreleased Kickstarters. I'll say that. I forget it. I forget at this point.
The top 5, which I'm about to send out, and hopefully people can do really fast, is the top 5 games from 1985 to 1989. So, shouldn't be too hard. Austin, you're welcome to participate if you like as well.
I kind of lost at what's going on. I don't know.
You just basically take whatever the topic is that I send you, and you pick 5 games.
Oh, cool.
Or basically the 5 games that you think best represent whatever the topic is. So, like, I'm going to send you a bunch of links to places where you can find games that would work for there, and then you can sort of pick which ones make sense for you. Why am I... I gotta love when you get random ads playing. But yeah, so there you go, everybody. Enjoy your games, and we'll see you next week talking about that Sony event. Later, everybody.
Later.